I've made you wait long enough. I know you've been waiting to find out what's going on up here in this section here, the clock arpeggiator sequencer section. And now let's find out. The clock is where you set the BPM or tempo of what you're doing in the arpeggiator and the sequencer. It's also where you set the note value. So whatever tempo you set, you can also set it with the tap tempo. I love tap tempo because it shows me exactly how imprecise my tapping is. So a couple of those times it was 148. Okay, so basically that's how the tap tempo works. If there was something I was tapping to, of course it would be better, but you can also set by hand. Okay, and note value, of course, you have half note, quarter note, eighth dotted, eighth note, eighth swing, eighth triplet, 16th note swing, 16th note triplet, and 32nd note. So there's a wide variety of note values you can go for. I'm going to stick with eighth. Let's not go crazy. Okay, so what's this all for? Let's try the arpeggiator and let's listen. So we can set the tempo. Or the note value. At 134, this is a half note. This is a quarter note. This is an eighth dotted note. This is an eighth note. This is an eighth swing. I like it. This is an eighth triplet. 16th note. 16th note swing. That's cool. 16th note triplet. And the impossible 32nd note. Which just means very, very fast. Okay, so we're already listening to the arpeggiator. Let's keep doing that. Okay, so that's one octave. Let's listen to it 2 octaves. And you can keep adding notes and taking away notes from this. And 3 octaves. And of course we can also do down. Up and down. That sounds like something, doesn't it? Okay, well, I'm making an unintentional reference. It's some Who thing, isn't it? Okay. And random, which I think is fantastic. Okay, and assign, which I've not looked into. Oh, assign. I think I may have just figured it out. Let's do a test. I believe this is, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, it does it in the order that you press it. Which is pretty cool. Wow, I'm glad I figured that out because I got to that. I'm like, oh crap, I don't know what that means. Okay, no, assign is order. Yeah. That's cool. Okay, so now we know what that is. I want to real quick. Okay, so that's the arpeggiator, and certainly you can do all of the things that you do with an arpeggiator, and you can get timing externally. I don't have the notes in front of me, but yes, timing, external timing is possible through the input in the back, the sequencer input. You can do things like this. Okay, let's do a little trick. Something I didn't show you in a previous video. If you hold down a chord and press unison, nothing happens. Why? Here's why. I'm making a very strong point of only using one finger to show you this. I have stored that chord. You can store a 6-note chord. You can play it and then press unison, and then every note you play will adjust. Well, it'll play the chord on whatever, based on what note you're playing there. And that will still happen with the arpeggiator. So that's wild and crazy. And let's make it wild and crazier by demonstrating a function that we have not demonstrated yet over here in the effects. If you turn on the effects and turn on clock sync, it will then sync the effect, like for example, the bucket brigade delay, to the tempo you have going here, the 8th note and the clock of 132 beats per minute. And you get this. Which is a pretty crazy effect, I have to say, but it's a lot of fun. What better way to demo the synchronization between effects and arpeggiator, I ask you. Okay, so we're going to turn off the arpeggiator and the effects and go on to the sequencer. Now the sequencer is absolutely fantastically simple. I mean, you have no controls. Well, I guess the clock's part of the control, but the sequencer's totally easy to use. All you do is hit record. Okay, now you have 64 places, 64 steps within which to create your masterpiece. So I have not planned ahead what I'm going to play, so I'm just going to make something up right here, right now. Okay, are you ready? Can I have complete silence, please? Okay. Oh, let's take it off of that, shall we? Let's not do that. Okay, here we go. Woo, 64. Okay. Now what will happen is you'll press play, or I will press play. I'm going to press play. You'll just have to wait. And it will play this back at the tempo you've set and the note value you've set. So here we go. And it loops back to the beginning. I should also point out that while it's playing, you can play back on top of it. As long as 6 notes, like if you're playing the 7th note, no one's going to hear it. But if there are less than 6 notes playing, you can play like a solo or a bass line or whatever. Okay, so you get that idea. How cool is that? And yes, this also can be triggered in time externally. So this could be going on, and you have this whole playground of function. So yeah, okay, that's the sequencer, and that's all there is to it. All of the other functions can be happening. And if you want to have it adjust to you pressing new keys, I think it might be record. Yes, you can hold down the record key and press the note you need it to go to. And pow. And of course, if you want it to go faster, you can make adjustments over here. And again, if you want to go in and do synchronization with the effects, you have that ability too. Of course, you want to be crazy like I am and make all kinds of weird noises. You can do that too. But that is the sequencer section and the arpeggiator. I just had an idea. Okay, we're gonna experiment here. Let's see what happens. Oh, it turns off I was gonna see if the arpeggiator somehow worked during the same time as the sequencer, but it does not. Okay, so that is the clock, arpeggiator, and sequencer. Okay. I think I've made you wait long enough. Let's talk about this section up here, the clock arpeggiator sequencer section. Oh God, there's a B in here. Okay, no, that's not frightening. Dude, why? Why are you here?